Hey guys, Eric Rodabois, EPGD Attorneys at Law. So most of you guys know that I like contracts. I love contracts, in fact. I think contracts are the best thing ever. Now guess what? I'm not just talking about any contract. I'm talking about written contracts. So what's the difference? Well, you can have an oral contract. An oral contract is, hey, I'm going to do something for you. Do you agree? You say yes, I do it. Then you pay me or give me whatever it is in exchange. The old rule in law school was offer, acceptance, consideration, and performance. And so there you go, we have a contract. So for example, I could hire my friend Alexa. Alexa, will you work for me? How much are you gonna pay me? I'll pay you this much. Okay, great. Now we've got a contract. If she comes and does work, I have to pay her. That's the way it works. So why have a contract? Well, I just had a client and they got sued, and they got sued in Orange County, California, which if you've never been there, it's beautiful. It's where Laguna Beach is. And when they got sued, the client said, well, can't I move it to Miami? And I said, do you have a contract? And they go, no. So the point is that what you want to do is in that written contract, there would have been a clause. Okay, let me go back in time. So the guy, the topic of the lawsuit is a deal gone bad for these masks and gloves, which by the way, if any of you guys are dealing in this mask and glove, the PPE market, it is the #1 market for fraud. All it is problems. And so what you don't want to do is, honestly, I don't think anyone should get involved in it. So what he does is he does this deal and he never tells me. He doesn't call me, he doesn't ask my advice, and I only hear about it once the deal goes sideways and now he's already been sued. So I asked him, I go, hey, why didn't you put anything in writing? And he goes, well, I didn't think I needed to. And I go, okay, well, how much was this deal for? And he's like, $152,000. And I said, excuse me? You did a deal on a handshake. Well, we had emails. Okay, well, that's the same thing as a handshake. For $152,000. So if he had come to me, he would have said, Eric, what will you charge me? And I said, I don't know, I'll charge you something reasonable like $1,500, which by the way is 1% of the deal. And I would have given him a contract, by the way, that he could have used over and over. He could have used that contract on the next deal and the next deal. And I would have given it to him in a way where he could just change the name and the amount and the date, whatever, make it like a template. And in that contract, on like page 2 or 3, would have been important things. Like, if everything goes wrong, where are we gonna have our fight? Wouldn't he rather be fighting in Miami-Dade County Circuit Court, by the way, with Florida law applying, by the way, with English being the dominant language, or the language of the case? Or how about attorney's fees to the prevailing party? Or maybe he wants to keep it confidential and do arbitration. Or maybe he wants to insist on a pre-suit mediation to try and work this out without going all the way to trial, or going all the way to litigation. And so there's a lot of different things. Now, remember this, if the deal goes great, then, you know, I sell you $152,000 of masks, you pay me, everyone's happy. And now you're like, well, why do I need a lawyer? And guess what? 99% of the time, the deal's gonna go fine. You're gonna get your end of the bargain and you're not gonna need to get a lawyer involved. But one time out of 100, you're gonna get a lawyer involved because you're gonna get sued, and now, guess what? Opening bid is $5,000 evergreen retainer. So whereas I would have given you a really nice contract with an attorney's fee clause, which by the way, oral contract, no attorney's fee clause, which means no one's getting attorney's fees. Even if this is a sham lawsuit, if you defend it and win, you'll never get your attorney's fees back, most likely. And so the reason you have a contract is for that one time out of 100 when everything goes sideways and you've totally gotten screwed and you're getting sued or you need to sue someone, and then you dust off that contract, you call your lawyer, and your lawyer says, well, that's going to be $5,000 evergreen retainer, but he says, but now you have a really great case, and when we win, I'm going to get your attorney's fees too. So think about it, guys. It's money well spent. Always have a contract. And listen, even if you go on the internet and try and download stuff yourself and try and write it yourself, make sure it has an attorney's fee clause, and that will be better than nothing. Nothing is like running naked through the woods. So guys, my name's Eric Rodabois, EPGD Attorneys at Law, and if you have any questions about contracts, give me a call.